So I purchased my outfit from Eisenstein Clothiers on Roosevelt Road back home in Chicago. Anybody been to Chicago? All right. We will press on. Family owned and operated since 1910. They don't sell the suit, they sell the dream. Oh, it gets worse. I even had my shoes shined, because of course you can still do that there. It's like the last remaining place. And the gentleman said, before you judge another person, you should walk a mile in their shoes. That way when you do judge them, you'll be 1 mile away and you'll have their shoes. I said, sir, that's an outrageous line, but indeed, the most important thing you wear is your expression. Truth? Good, because tonight I brought a random act of magic. That's a nice expression, by the way, she has. She's staring at me like this. Wondering if perhaps I have a rule? Indeed I do. And it only applies to me, and that is always send them back a hero. So, if I involve you in a routine, I promise I won't make you feel embarrassed or awkward or uncomfortable in any way. What's more, it's very likely that you'll receive a gift. So, we'll start the show. As you see, I have a suitcase. It was passed on from my great-grandfather to my grandfather. My grandfather passed it on to my father, and my dad sold it to me. In the interest of time, I hope you won't take exception to my modifying the first routine. My little device here. Can you hear okay? You can hear, right? Very nice. My job as your magical act is to keep things moving forward, and swiftly. It's going to be a short set, but I know I'm excited. When I was a kid, I wanted to run away to vaudeville. Now, there were two immediate problems with this. It hadn't really existed in roughly half a century, and it was never properly a place. And yet, I remained unperturbed. The intervening years have failed to intervene. And so I say to you now, it may be a very short set, but I know I'm excited. There are more important things in life than money, but they're expensive. There's a young lady in the crowd who was asked to think of an animal inside her brain. Carrie. Yes? Carrie, are you here? You're right here. Now, before the show, we had a brief conversation, yes? I've never fooled anybody without their permission, but I will not lie to you. And the conversation went something like this. Carrie, place the thought of a cage inside your brain, and inside that cage, you place the thought of an animal, correct? Yes. Yes. Now, it's very important. She did not act it out. She did not draw a picture of it or write it down or make any sounds or give me hints, correct? That's correct. Correct. If the animal that you're thinking of is inside this suitcase, would that be a fine conclusion? Even I would be impressed. Aha! Qualitex 260Qs. Well, I never cared much for balloon animals, but it's different when they're your own. Carrie, simply send me the thought of your creature, and I shall sculpt it now. Indeed, I don't mind telling you that blowing up these Qualitex 260Qs is the heart... Okay, think of a different animal. I don't mind telling you the price of these Qualitex 260Qs has increased substantially over the past decades. This is all due to the increased demand for latex and the production of prophylactics. That's right, we've had to choose between making condoms and making balloon animals. So now there are fewer children, but they're less happy. Let's do something else. I shall now attempt juggling, the practice of simplifying complexity, of bringing ever-increasing order to chaos by your very own hand or hands or feet. Of course, in toss juggling, one must have more objects than one has hands. Why, that's what makes it juggling. So in theory, a single object could only be juggled by an individual with no hands. Now, the difference between magic and juggling is that in magic, all the secrets are concealed, but in juggling, of course, it's not really that way. So I thought it'd be fun to solve the cube. I shall now create a seamless transition. I shall attempt to solve the cube in record time, not with two hands, although that would be fast, or even one hand, although that would be fancy, but with no hands. Aha! I'll be right with you. Ah! You don't have to applaud, but you should. Thank you so much. Truth, one time I performed that back home at a place called Navy Pier. Are you familiar with Navy Pier? Right. 3/4 of a mile long, and on occasion, certain acts made it seem longer. There was a fellow at the back. He said, Mr. Kovac, I know how you did that. That thing with the cube. It's a trick. Also, the perfect device for capturing every single one of a person's fingerprints. But tonight, I would like to attempt something a little different. Not a lot of people know, if you wear a hat this summer season, fellas, here's a tip. Not a lot of people know that if a gambler's going to cheat, the most common place he'll hide that extra ace is actually right there, in the band of his hat. And tonight, I will demonstrate, but first, you can instantly shed about 50 IQ points by simply flipping the brim up on your chapeau. I've seen it happen. 4 cards and 4 cards only. 3, in fact, are blank, but 1 is an ace. Oh, not just any ace. It's my lucky ace, the ace of diamonds. 3 cards are blank, and if you can't see from the sides, I'll turn toward you, okay, so you can see what's going on. It's a better show if you can hear and you can see. Upon removing 1 of the blank cards, subtle, I realize, we observe that that ace is positioned squarely in the center of the remaining 3. Hopefully you can see from where you are. Yes? Yes. All right. Now, this makes sense, because in the language of the cards, of course, the ace represents ambition. So even if those cards were mixed around, and this is customary, it's not to confuse you, but perhaps to remind you, he who has choice has torment. Most folks would say the ace, being the most ambitious card, remains the center of attention, although I can tell from your expression, I did not hit it. I should have mentioned that Chicago is known for improv. Folks, as we say in the business, I got nothing. But it would be a bold move indeed for our ace. Aha! We'll go a second time through. Thank you so much. Why? Because it's just like life. If you go slower, you learn faster. Why am I yelling? I got the job. 1 blank card is removed from the pack, but let us confirm that that ace is indeed beginning squarely in the center of the remaining 3. Again, hopefully you can see from where you are. Now, the greatest magician who ever lived may have never really lived. I'm referring, of course, to Merlin, who nevertheless taught that the soul of wizardry is humility. So if I say the ace is on my right, that's your left, yes? So I have a predicament. If I say the ace is on... You folks been drinking. If I say the ace is on my left, again, a perfect compromise. That would be the center card. Did I hit it? No. Perfect compromise is when nobody's happy. Perhaps the most ambitious card sneaks out. Some clever distraction factor occurs at a rapid pace. That ace switches place in your face. Sure enough, that would explain why the most ambitious card has turned up missing. And you always find it in the last place you look. Aha! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, thank you very much. We'll go a third and final round because, hey, that's the way it's written. 1 blank card is removed from the pack, and in the amount of... See, there's that face again. 1 blank card is removed from the pack, but in the amount of time it takes me to say Grawlix, Nittles, and Quimps, man, which I've always wanted to say. We observe 3 cards, but 3 cards only. Not just 1, and not just 2, but 3 most ambitious cards, and the curse has been reversed. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you can see from where you are. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Now, you may be wondering about those curious terms, Grawlix, Nittles, and Quimps. Anybody know those ones? Those are the technical terms for the symbols that you find in cartoons and occasionally comic strips that denote naughty words. But I have a theory that all words are magic words. Of course, we know that's true, right? Not so much because they make something out of nothing, but because they make something out of everything. Incidentally, 12 newborn babies, on average, are given to the wrong parents daily. That has nothing to do with this set. I just felt you should know. Carrie, what was the animal you were thinking of inside the cage inside your brain? It was a... Did you say fox? Fox. We've never had a fox. Very nice. So let's do a card trick. I've observed there's 3 things that people can't seem to walk away from. I've observed there's 3 things people can't seem to walk away from: a good joke, a ghost story, and a magic trick. Well, we have not yet had a ghost story, so who remembers Ludwig Dobler? Okay, we'll do another trick. 2 hands out like so. Hi there, what's your name? Bianca, I wonder if you don't have to come on stage, okay, because there's really no way out if you do. So I wonder if you just back up your chair for 1 moment and just stand so that people can see you are very freely and very fairly selecting a playing card. Did you say Bianca? Yes. Okay, that's a very pretty name. All the cards are different, yes? Yes. Okay, 2 hands out like so. We say, welcome to Chicago, trust everybody but cut the cards. Fair enough? Good, keep your hands like so. Now, I'm working for you. Her job is to select a playing card, or perhaps to insert a distal phalange. I'll be right with you. In case I caught a glimpse of the top card, we will burn it. That was fun. We'll burn one from the bottom. I was no longer in the mood. 1 finger in there like so, but do not remove it because I'll cheat if you let me. Fair enough? This is Bianca, everybody. Aha! She has come between... Now, everybody see? Fair enough, yes? They can see from the very back. She's come between two cards, an 8 and a mystery card. Which would you prefer, the 8 or the mystery? I'm working for you. 8 or mystery? Mystery or 8? 8. Take the mystery. That's why they call it the Palace of Mystery. Palace of Redundancy. Palace of Done That. It doesn't matter anyway, because we're going to talk more about my outfit. Yeah, show your friends. Why not? She doesn't have to show me. She can show her friends. And look at it yourself. Did you take a look at it? Very good. So that fellow at Eisenstein Clothiers on Roosevelt Road, put it back in there. Don't let me see. Take them all. Take them all. That fellow at Eisenstein Clothiers on Roosevelt Road back home, family owned and operated since 1910. They don't sell the suit. They sell the dream. He said, son, if you're going all the way to the Comedy and Magic Club, which of course I was, he said, what you need is a sharp tie. And I couldn't agree more. So I will be right with you. My little gimcrack here. Off it goes. Yes, they say the most important thing you wear is your expression. Have you heard that? Okay, I'm going to see if I can get a smile. Just from me? Very nice. I'll provide the jokes here, lady. All right, we have all the cards. Are they there? Well done, smartly done. The sharp tie. Okay, hang on. I don't know if you can see from where you are, but clearly my necktie has just penetrated a playing card. For the first time in a loud voice, tell me the identity of the card that you chose. Do you remember what it was? Yeah. What was it? Queen of Spades. We got it. It's going to be a good night. The Queen of Spades. Yes. Necktie or playing card. Playing card or necktie. I promised you a gift. Which would you prefer? Necktie or playing card? Playing card or necktie? The necktie? Take the playing card. But again, I think everybody's been splendid here tonight, and so I have to say, not to change the subject, but just to return to it for a moment. What was the animal that you were thinking of inside your brain? Was it a fox? Fox, very good. Because before the show, I thought to myself, Carrie really deserves a gift because I have a sense that your birthday is coming up. Is that true?
That's true.
When is your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, that works well. So I'm going to give you this postcard. Don't send it to me. I have 5,000 of these postcards. Please pass this back to Carrie. Tell her happy birthday. And on the back, I drew a picture of my favorite animal, which just happens to be a fox. Don't look at me, I'm looking at you. How about a round of applause for Carrie? And that's... Here, it's what we do. That's why we have the Academy of Magical Arts right at the Magic Castle, because, hey, there are not only good questions in life, but also genuine mysteries. You know, that's all the time we have for this particular performance, but we've got good news. If you've been dazzled or delighted, astonished, even amused, reminded in some way that amazing things happen every day, we know the spirit of the modern-day vaudevillians has been with us all along. I'm David Kovac. Thank you so much. Good night.